sometimes the miners would be up 2,000 feet up the chute from the main tunnel. So you'd have to keep walking along until you spotted where the blockage was. One time I was going up there to where the blockage was, and the miners, the two coal miners up above, I guess they must not have thought I was coming, because they got impatient and they came down to the blockage and they got their own coal going. So I was going up and the coal come rumbling down the chutes, and I was off to the side in the manway, but the dust got so thick in there I couldn't even see my hand in my lamp. There was so much of this black dust swirling around I couldn't see, and I was choking, and finally it cleared up, and I was coming back down, and I met the pit boss coming in, and I said to him, "Jack, is there any way I could have a dust mask?" And he looked at me and he said, "What are you, kid? Some kind of pansy?"
Holy mackerel.
So this went on for about a week. He was teasing me, and finally he came in the mine one day and he handed me this green mask. It was made out of foam like a sponge type material, and he said, "Here," he says, "you'll use this and you'll have to take it into the shower with you every night and wash it out, because it's got to last you a week." He says, "I'll give you a new one every week."
Isn't that amazing?
And when I left the mines, there was any kind of safety supplies you wanted, they were there. Dust mask laying everywhere, and just a very drastic change.
Oh, it was amazing, actually, and I've watched these gentlemen do it. One of our mine safety gentlemen, when he would go in to check, he had a couple of locations where he would put 6 rocks apart across on a little ledge, just sitting right on the edge of the ledge. And every day he would spot those 6 rocks, and if ever any of those rocks moved, he knew there'd been a change. We have the telltales in the mine, where there's a pipe at the bottom and a pipe at the top, and a continuous cable through the rocks. And if any of the rocks start to move in between where you can't see them, it's going to either shear off that cable or pull it up into the tube, and again, you know there's been a change. Mm-hmm. But I see Bob go in often, and when he says wedges, they'll put a wedge in behind a timber. Some of them, what do you call the axe, the cicala?
Shiketa.
Shiketa. I don't know why you call it that.
It's Slovak for axe.
Axe, shiketa. So they'll hit the wedges in and tighten them up, but some of them are just hand tight. So they'll go in and wiggle them and see, well, this was loose yesterday and now I can't wiggle it today. So just very simple things such as that. It was amazing. And somebody told me at one time too that, I don't know if this happened to you, Bob, but sometimes the fire bosses would come in and lift up your helmet and see if you were sweaty underneath. If you weren't sweaty, you weren't working hard enough.
Yeah, that was a trick the fire bosses would use. Nasty.
When I was in the mine, we were talking today about Ron Ruby. I was in the mine with Ron about a month ago, and he looked at a piece of rock and said, "That will be down within the week." And I thought, "Oh, it won't. It's been up there hundreds of years. That won't be down." The next day it was down. And I don't know how he knew that. It was like a sixth sense. Bob does the same thing. When you go in the mine with Bob, he doesn't look down, he looks up all the time. He's checking the roof, and if he can see any cracks in the roof that weren't there before, he knows that's something that needs to be addressed. And that is a sixth sense. It's something that is developed over time. It's a gift that nobody can give you. You have to develop it on your own.
Mm-hmm. Makes me wonder that what's going to happen to places like this Bellevue Underground Mine tour in 25 years, when all of us that know how to put up a high side leg or a timber set are no longer active.